And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Well, good Friday morning, everyone, as we're gearing up to kick off a weekend. We're doing so on a pretty clear note as cloud cover looks to be staying well south of our region. We're going to see sunny skies here for the day today. But as we start out this morning, it's seasonably cool out there. Of course, we would normally expect about 25 for an overnight low this time of year. Here in Amarillo, Texas, we're sitting at 28 here, right near the top of the 5 o'clock hour. We're seeing wind chills down in the teens, so of course it's cold out there. You're going to want to grab a jacket as you head out the door, but overall, not too bad out there. Let's talk about temperatures here for your day today as we'll see those 20s turning into maybe the 40s and 50s as we go on into the early afternoon period. We'll see about 49 here in Amarillo, but then as we head on into the afternoon, you'll see right there we get all the way up to 56 degrees. So really looking at some great temperatures out there here for the day today. Like I said, overall, pretty seasonal out there. We'll see some upper 50s off towards the southeast, but generally at least low to mid 50s for much of the region. Then you'll see us dropping down to about 39 degrees by about 9 o'clock tonight. But one thing I want to draw your attention to is up in the northeast. You'll see right there, Liberal, Perryton, Canadian 30 down to 26 degrees. There's colder air coming in from the northeast. We'll circle back to that in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about that wind tracker for the daytime period. Today, as you're heading out and about, we're looking at 5 to 10 miles an hour. You might occasionally see those wind speeds pick up at 5 to 15 miles an hour, but overall, it's really not too bad. Winds are going to be really nice out there today. Like I said, until the overnight period. You'll see by tonight, here come those winds racing in out of the northeast. That's our next weather maker. Now we're setting up for at least a chilly Saturday. Now beyond that, temperatures do look warm, but at least Saturday itself looking to be on the colder side as there's going to be this kind of slight shift in the jet stream here, and that's going to allow cold air to dip down into the region, mainly tonight into your Saturday. We're going to see that cold front arrive. Wind chills could get down into the teens and tens out there, so it might be a little bit chilly as you start out your day. And some models are really hinting at the possibility very light flurries, maybe up in the northeast and eastern parts of the Texas Panhandle, primarily up in the Oklahoma Panhandle as well. But right now, we're not really looking at much in the way of accumulation. But if you're out and about early overnight, you might see a few flurries. We don't want that to sneak up on anybody, but don't expect any real impactful snowfall out there. Basically, that cold air comes in and it's just going to squeeze out what little moisture is in the atmosphere. But the primary focus is going to be those winds. Or pick up our wind tracker where we left off. You'll see those winds race through out of the east. Thankfully, not as windy as what we saw for yesterday, but a little bit breezy, of course. Like I said, just enough to kind of kick those wind chills down into the tens and single digits, but we'll get those winds back out of the south by mid-morning Saturday, but we're really just not going to warm up all that much. So we'll drop down to about 19 degrees tonight. You'll see some teens up in the northern parts of the area, maybe some low 20s at the absolute warmest, and then we'll get up to only about 39 degrees or so. You'll see colder off towards the east, maybe some mid-40s and low 50s there further off towards the western sides of the area. But then, like I said, after that, we turn a corner. Looking at your 7-day supercast, we're going to go from that 39 tomorrow to 64 on Sunday, 66 on Monday. Of course, Groundhog Day there, and you'll see somewhere in the 50s and 60s as we go into next week where we are anticipating more spring-like weather.